Substituting for Steve and T-Rex is this extra T-Rex we have. No barking involved, no running out the door, just a beautiful Bass River beauty. Oh, should have put on another shirt. It's chilly outside, but it's a lot warmer here than it was anywhere else. And for the record, it's 7:45 a.m. Saturday, September 20th. The sun is shining, and this is now the 12th consecutive, pretty nice or beautiful Saturday in a row. I say pretty nice or beautiful because 2 Saturdays ago, the day of those tornadoes, it was pretty windy and gray here, but the sun did come out in the afternoon. It turned into a nice Saturday. So 12 in a row, if you're keeping track. Now, that's not the same for all of New England. And it's chilly in all of New England. It's about 56 degrees here. But here is the temperature map before or right at sunrise, about 6:30 or so. And the first 20s of the season showing up there. What was the cold spot? 27 in Whitefield, New Hampshire. A few 20s in Berlin and up around Kennebec, Maine. And then as far south as Jaffrey, New Hampshire and Orange, Massachusetts. 37 degrees, so the 30s in southern New England, scattered frost. And there was a freeze warning in far northern New England. And the coldest spot, we got down, well, with a wind chill. The wind, Ryan Haas on top of Mount Washington, meteorologist. Your summer internship must be winding down. Pretty colors and pretty cold. He said it was 27 degrees. The wind was gusting past 40 miles an hour this morning at sunrise, and he said the wind chill factor was 8. Thank you for sharing that, Ryan. And I looked at the Sugarloaf cams just to see if anybody tried to turn on a snow gun, and the Sugarloaf cams showed no snow guns, but foliage coming on fast there in Carrabassett Valley of Maine. And friends in northern New England, Josh in Montgomery, Vermont, said he got down to 30 degrees this morning, so a cool start. And here on Cape Cod, more of a breeze. Darius at the Cape Cod National Seashore. Look at that wind on that shark flag this morning. And it was bright, but it was breezy. So we still have cold air advection happening down here. And incidentally, our friend Matt was surfing yesterday. He said there was a close encounter with a shark yesterday. So it's the first close encounter with a shark. No one got hurt or anything that I've heard of on Cape Cod in a while. And while we're on the subject of big fish, remember 2 mornings ago we met Tony on our way out to Sandy Neck. He was going out to the canyons, 145 miles south of Cape Cod, and they were fishing for big fish. And sure enough, Tony and crew in the canyons scored first, I think it was first in the night, a swordfish, and then by day, a big eye tuna. And he says he's sharing some of the meat with me. Thank you so much, Tony, for sharing those images, fishing the canyons south of Cape Cod over the last 48 hours. And what about today? How's the boating weather today? Well, most of New England is not having too much wind. We had radiational cooling away from the coast last night. Here's the surface map this morning. 1028 high pressure system, 1028 millibars. Sinking air, confluence aloft. Nice stable atmosphere, very dry with the dew points in the 20s and 30s. So we have elevated fire danger, but we have a beautiful day with light variable winds onshore. Still blowing in from the northeast on Cape Cod. That'll come around from the east and the southeast, but no boating issues here. Water temperature now down in the 60s. There is a little bit of a ground swell, but it's kind of choppy, so a little bit of surf, and we may see the surf building a little bit. And I think we'll just skip all the formalities of all the radars and the satellite images of New England because it's so quiet. But if we go to the other side of the earth, we have a lot of storm chasers that have been traveling 25 to 30 hours to put themselves in harm's way out to the Philippines and the Luzon Strait and Bataan. A lot of storm chasers from the United States are in Bataan, prepared for a violent typhoon. Regasa is ramping up, rapid intensification, and they are on these tiny islands there. And you stay safe, guys. I just can't see traveling 30 hours, spending all that money and time to put yourself in front of a Category 4 or 5 typhoon. But they're there, and stay safe. And here in the Northeast, pretty straightforward weekend, but the whole what's going to happen to that Tuesday, Wednesday front. That's changed again. And then next Thursday, Friday, there's always a Thursday, Friday front, isn't there? And next weekend now looks better. Here's the Nashua, New Hampshire meteogram. And you see temperatures close to 70 with that blue line, the dew point way down there in the 30s, and that stays down, starts coming up a little bit as the temperature starts coming up on Monday and Tuesday. And then we have fractured fronts coming at us Tuesday and Wednesday. The rainfall has diminished a bit from yesterday's forecast, a lot of bit, and the rainfall for next Thursday, Friday has increased. Didn't even have rain then. And then the rainfall for next weekend has decreased with warm air trying to come at New England, but it's going to be a tough call whether we get the flow more from the United States or from Canada in the next 5 to 7 days and next weekend. So why don't we just go right to the Euro and try and make this a fast one? I know I talk so much. The Euro shows that nice high pressure system coming right across New England. Radiational cooling again tonight. Some of the lower elevations will have the frost and the freeze again. And then as that high gets east of us, that system with the remnant rains from Mario in the Pacific Ocean coming across the Rockies, that kind of diminishes, but then it lights up again as it starts to come at New England. Low pressure to our north on Monday, that hasn't changed too much, so that's a warming trend. But the front for Tuesday now does not have cyclogenesis with it. It just has scattered showers for Tuesday into Wednesday. And the front is lingering with the cooler air from Canada probably winning out a little bit Wednesday. But then that front from the south tries to lift back north with rain, perhaps heavy rain now, it says, for Thursday and Friday. And that's been a consistent signal all year, so I kind of tend to believe that a little bit more than the Tuesday, Wednesday, which has been nice. And like John Hickey says, dry begets dry. So if you're in a dry trend, you're probably not going to get as much rain as you'd hope for. That goes away next Friday. And then what about next Saturday? That was a big front that was stretching from Canada down to Georgia. It's not even there anymore. We have a flatter front in Canada. We have another front south of New England. Next Saturday, it looks like it's trying to now be nice, and it would be warm. I don't know about record warm. That 570 really has sunk south again. I think that it's probably going to end up very warm by late next week. And now this goes out to Monday, September 29th. I think yesterday I said Sunday was September 29th, but it's Monday, September 29th, and we are between fronts. There's a front to our south, maybe some tropical energy, and front to our north with some very cold air, and we're kind of in between there with a split flow bringing nice weather to New England next Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now, that is an outlier. None of the runs have done that, but we'll see if we can't stitch together a 13th nice Saturday in a row here in southeastern New England anyway, in Cape Cod. And I didn't show it yet, did I? The National Hurricane Center, that's it for that weather forecast. National Hurricane Center is monitoring the progress of Gabrielle. Hasn't really intensified, but is expected to intensify to a hurricane as it moves to the east of Bermuda and out over the open Atlantic Ocean, sparing anybody any issues. And for people that like to chase hurricanes, the real serious ones are on the other side of the world. And this next little wave coming off Africa shows very little promise as far as developing into a hurricane. That's all fine with me. Hey, there goes a crow. My neighbors feed the crows. Hello, crow. So T-Rex slept at friend's house last night. You know who that is. And what else did I want to talk about? The Enmore. I thought it was going to be a really easy day yesterday. We went and visited the crow feeder's horse and chickens yesterday. So we went over there. And so I thought it was going to be an easy edit. But then when we went down to the beach yesterday, things just kept getting more and more interesting, and then I thought I was done with my video, and then there were people out there water skiing. Look at that long rope. I haven't seen water skiers on the pond like this in a while. All kinds of other gadgets have seemed to replace water skiing, and did some paddling, and made some new friends down the beach, and a lot of crabs, and the fish were just everywhere, but I couldn't get a good view of the fish because of the glare off the top of the water, but literally thousands of these little, I don't know if they're snapper blues. They look too little to be snapper blues, but certainly plenty of bait fish and an osprey. I thought the osprey were gone, but I spent a lot of time looking at an osprey, and while I was making a video, I heard a splash again, like last week, so maybe I have an osprey catching a fish. You know, that's one of my goals, was to get an osprey catching a fish before it headed south. And that's all right down here on Bass River, so let's get to it. Yesterday's weather today. Oh yeah, one more thing though. A big shout out though. A lot of fun last night at the Red Nun in Dennisport. And Eric and Tim. And all the fans, all of us Eric and Tim groupies having a blast last night at the Red Nun. Always great to see you guys out the door, weather and more. Fans of the page, and I'm a huge fan of your music and all those new songs that you covered last night. That was a blast. All right, more and more. And more. Friday lunchtime. Look, Angela, sometimes he eats the food I give him. You gotta admit, that makes a little fun stuff in there too. What a beautiful day. We've gone for a walk or two. And I think, unlike yesterday, today, Cape Cod is the warmest. The day of the front often is the warmest day. And often the day after the front, Cape Cod is warmer also. Just a few instability cumulus over there. Gorgeous. Bright blue sky. And one of the things I neglected to mention yesterday on that voyage near Sandy Neck, there were no mosquitoes or no seums. So the bug activity diminished somewhat, but now with that inch of rain, I expect we will have more mosquitoes. And hopefully some of you in far northern New England where there's a freeze will be the end of the bug season. And did any ski areas turn on their snow guns on the Saturday morning? Most likely candidate would be Sugarloaf if they tried. Sunday River I know tries, and even if it's above freezing, sometimes you can make snow with the temperature in the upper 30s if the dew point is low enough, say in the teens. Did that happen? Thinking probably not. Kind of a waste of resources, but it's fun to show off if you can. Some clouds developed. There is a front right over us after all. There's been a front just about every Thursday or Friday, almost all year long. But up toward Falmouth, it's about 81, 82. Around here, it's about 75. Nice, easy Friday for an easy Saturday morning edit, right? T-Rex is going the way T-Rex goes. Right back by the last of the Rose of Sharon. I don't have any Montauk. Yeah, I have a couple Montauks over there, but they're in what I call the rescue garden. Yeah. And the brush pile, all Kevin's work on those trees. And some rescue hydrangea, some rescue Rose of Sharon, our rescue Montauks. Where they are, in the weeds. Those are peony. I thought I had some Montauks in here somewhere. Gotta do some weeding, huh? This is what asparagus looks like when it starts to go to seed. Get the boy and girl asparagus. I know that the roots stay, but I think also the seeds help propagate the asparagus. Got some butternut squash, some ornamental grasses, another healthy holly over here. Holly's also coming, boys and girls. Berries and no berries. And T-Rex making his way over to Angela's. Where'd he go? He was right there a second ago. What's that, Rex? What'd you say? There's the doorbell, Rex. Go ahead, ring it. Wormed his way in there, of course. So Greg's Dependable's been over here, aerated the garden, the lawn. Right there, little chunks. That's gonna help it grow, and it doesn't hurt that we got an inch of rain yesterday. Very helpful. I always had pretty gardens here. Wow, since we had a horse and more. Peaches, hey. Peaches is a very friendly horse. Hi, nice to see you. You know I got treats too. Yeah. Handsome. All right, so I'm not that great at horses. Oh, I forgot what kind of horse you are. Just a very kind horse. 20-something years old. Morgan, is that what you are? A Morgan? You like carrots. And I think the key not to losing your hand is just hold it flat. Is this weather treating you well? Can I get a selfie with you?
I got him in my pocket, right?
That was a little too close. Did we drop that one? You got it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Try this again. That's more like it. Nice chatting. See on out the door weather and more and more and more. I think we're gonna go down the beach now. You wanna come down the beach? There's chickens over there too. Wanna see the chickens? The chickens, you go by the roadside garden. More tomatoes than I guess they know what to do with. Some nice squashes in there, but it looks like they may have been harvested already. Yep, a lot of horsepower, a lot of peaches. Fertilizer in here. Makes for great, oh yeah. There's a winter's worth of butternut in there. More horsepower right here. Go through the little alleyway to the other side of the yard. Got zucchini, massive. Celery. I didn't grow celery this year. It did work out pretty good last year. Marigolds, eggplants, more tomatoes, and chickens. Hello, chickens. Yeah, nice to see you too. I definitely don't know the different kinds of chickens. Except for that one, looks like a boss. And these ones are all fluffy. Hey, fluffy chickens. So, in my world, we've got fluffy, and are timid, and non-fluffy, which are not timid at all. I know. Ow! You're not like peaches. Wow, 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 wow. Watch out for the rogue waves. Got one gull. A couple cormorants way out there. Thankfully no cormorants on the raft. Looks like the damage is done. And ladies having a reunion on the beach. Under one of the, oh, Osprey just caught a fish right there. Oh, was that live? Did we catch that? Last Osprey of the season. I've been hoping to see an Osprey catch a fish. I heard it, looked over, there it was. Almost counts. I'm not turning my camera off for the rest of the day now. Blue crab parts. There's a big one. There. Where's the rest of it? Fairly recent. Blue crab. A recent passing. Wow. So pretty. So sad. Who does a gull do this? I mean, look at the length of this. As I was saying before the Osprey, ladies having a reunion under one of the bluest skies and nicest September days you can get. As TK just wanders around in the water. Underwater beachcombing. Think you can find a car? Yes, we can. What is that thing? It's a Tesla. Probably fried its battery, didn't it? Oh, look at this little gem here. Oh, he just landed on my finger, my hand. Oh, now he's on this hand. He wants to be on out the door weather and more, clearly. Grasshopper. Did I mention it's like 80 degrees and perfect right here, right now? Oh, he just landed on my face. Now he's on my foot. All right. Hi. I'm going for a paddle. How can you not? Focus. Now he's on the phone. I wish I could get a picture of him on the phone. How can I do that? I can't. He's walking across the top of the phone. Oh, now he's down there. All right, that's enough. Not fooling around. Fridays are good if you can get them. Nope, they're getting brave, going in the water. So I just went across the pond. I had a 10-minute standoff with an osprey on the top of a dead tree over there. It was so fun. He wouldn't move. I Would have been a great photo op, but I didn't bring my camera. Went all the way across the pond, and boy, is it nice. You know what I saw? You got one taker on swimming. Nice style. The blue crabs may have passed, but the quahogs, they're alive. So we got enough for stuffies for our guests this weekend. Beautiful sunset on Bass River. I think we're gonna call it a day now. Start playing some music. And the time lapse from Weymouth, where I don't know what it was like today, but here it is. Sunshine with altocumulus and cumulus is my guess. And the tide went out and it came back in because approaching the new moon, our high tide is going to go back to noontime and midnight as we get closer to the equinox now, within about, what, 48, 60 hours? Bunch of fish under the water right there. Can't see them, but that's not wind making those ripples. What's your name? Where you from? What'd you say?
I said, how's the water?
Well,
Good morning. Hi, Carol. I mean, good evening.
let's get it straight, will we?
Amy.
Does it surprise you though? Has Jim always been like...
There's an alive blue crab for us, Dennis. He's kind of walking toward me. I ain't scared. And there's tons of snapper blues out here. Harder to get the video of them. I'm being circled by these beautiful millions of little fish. More and more and more. Can't stop, won't stop. They're nibbling at my feet. Hit it. Think that rope's long enough? Oh, look at all the minnows in the foreground. Bonus footage because we can't stop. Good old school water skiing going on in Fallon's Pond. Jump that wake for us. Bonus footage. Yes, yes, thank you. How many times did we do that in our life? Oh, a few. No place else on earth I'd rather be. Thanks for being here with us. This is really it. The end. He went down again. No, he's still up. Into the sun. Set. Happily water skiing forever after.